The king was very impressed with you, Lord. Despite that little incident earlier, how are you feeling? Good to hear. It seems the king is more excited than I'd predicted. Being in your presence, Lord, it brings us joy. Then what should I call you? If not Lord, then what? Writer. That is an occupation, a scribe. Ah, I see. For you have written your return in the stars. Who am I to question you? Well, I stay on edge. All these activists and their radical ideas. It's the king's orders to contend the beasts. It lifts the spirits of these people during these troubling times. As the king's right hand, it is my duty to uphold his wishes. And each day, these radicals and their ideologies frustrate me and keep us from doing our job, which makes the king very unhappy. Meaning, he is unhappy with me, too. So you can see why I'm so angry these days. What with the rebels across the sea? They are no one to be concerned about, your lordship, just a band of traitors. They were once my men, you know. I'd never go so far as to commit this treachery. When I swore fealty to His Majesty, I devoted myself to upholding his ideals, no matter my own thoughts for his actions. He is, after all, the King of Honoria. I pledge my allegiance to no other but you, writer, for you are the creator. To be in your service is an honor and privilege. Tell me, what can I do for you? You would like to leave, now? You've only arrived, Lord. Seems you have trouble remembering. It was written in holy text. Upon your arrival, there would be deceit. A great force amongst us that would rise up and use your power for destructive reasons. This would be a force so great. Me and these people alone could not stop you. It seems that force is the rebels on the other continent. Who else would it be? The king knows all too well of this madness and has ordered my men to journey across the sea to eradicate them en masse. I would kill my own men if I knew they were traitors to the kingdom of Honoria, yes. Am I wrong for that? I suppose you're right. Still, they are to be dealt with. The king's orders are to slaughter them all. Who am I to argue the king? Yes, I admit. I question his methods now more than ever. The more I carry out his orders, the more I question my own sanctity and moral compass. You think so? I don't know. It's a treacherous thing to think about. I'll consider your words, writer. There may be some wisdom in your form yet. Now then, the king has spoken to us about this rebel crisis. But before we depart on this ungodly venture, he requests that you join us tonight in celebration of your return. Then tomorrow, we will slay those traitors. No, I'm fine. We'll talk later. I only ask, is it wise to send their lordship across the sea? What if they're killed in this human form? They'd never return to us again. No, Your Grace. They will return unharmed, Your Majesty. You heard everything? His Highness concerns me. I wonder, is he thinking all of this through? So how do you like the party? Glad to hear it. Lord, may I confide in you? Oh, never mind. Are you sure? All right. I fear the king is ill. I don't mean his body. That's right. Ever since the priests at the temple had declared your return to be nigh, the king has been acting strangely, making these rash decisions so capriciously. It's unbecoming. I know I can't say this to anyone, but you are creator. With you, my word is sacred. You are above any king, even my own. So please tell no one what I've said here. Thank you, writer. When I was little, around the time the volcano to the west of here erupted, fire and ash fell from the sky just as it did a few days ago, though that volcano is further off. As a child, I lost everything. My family are all but preserved in the ash by now. I prayed whilst I ran that the volcano's wrath would not consume me. To my surprise, it did not. I and a few others made it out alive, but our great city was destroyed. That is when I came to Honoria and reforged my life. I've always looked to the king as a father figure, always adhering his wisdom. Ever since that night, I've followed in your teachings. For a time, I served the temple. Then something called to me, and I left to serve the king. I'm not sure why my sudden change of mind. It felt right. What? That was you? You wrote it in your stars? Of course. That explains so much. It was by your will I made that decision. And also by your will that we are standing here talking. But I must ask you, what does it feel like, Lord, to have nothing to lose? Nonsense, you're only saying that. A god fears nothing. Truly. May I ask what that is? I had no idea your lordship could feel such things. I suppose as a human, you are susceptible to our ways. Why any god would forsake their world and want to live this life is beyond my comprehension. Where you are from, you have everything you could ever need or want. Unlike us. We are prepared. By your orders, lordship. Excellent. Let's be off.
Wait for me! I'm so sorry for my tardiness, Captain. I had to pray with a fisherman for good tidings. His wife is giving birth today.
Get a hold of yourself, Acolyte. Your prayers are not of my concern.
Yes. Oh, you! Forgive me for yesterday, Lord. I am ashamed, for my ignorance knows no bounds. I am in your service to the end of my days. Hallowed be thy name, Creator.
Stop your groveling, child, and get on board before we ship off without you.
Yes, Captain. I did not recognize that it was you, Your Holiness. I honestly thought you were a mere human with a troubled life. Oh, do forgive me, I beg of you. You do? Oh, praise be to thee, Lord Veritas. Your written truths are as blinding as the sun. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not mean to cause discomfort. Wait, this means I slapped God yesterday! Oh, never again will I commit such a sinful act unto you, Lord. You know, you ran out on me before I could hold a conference with the other priests. But I dare not question you. After all, look at where we are. What? Why am I here? Well, to give guidance to those here in need of your teachings. You know, for comfort. There will be much bloodshed where we're going. If they wish to cleanse their sins, I can act as the catalyst in their path to redemption. Why are you looking at me like that? Is there any way I can assist you, Your Holiness? Really? You want me to spread your holy word to these men? From the crow's nest? Whilst throwing potatoes at the sailors? I'd be honored!
You shouldn't play with your followers like that. Because, like this young girl, they are over-obedient, Ryder. Anything you tell them to do, they will do with pride, despite the stupidity of their actions.
Yeah, heed God's word, ye heathens! Yeah, for it is the truth, written in the stars that foretell our fate. This fate is that of the divine. It is they who are aboard your ship, ungrateful peons. Show your gratitude.
Zoons, priest!
The written truth compels these sailors. Surrender to God, and they shall reveal your written fate.